Hey, I'm not a motivational speaker, but let me tell you some of the things I've gone through in life, and hopefully you can learn a thing or two. Okay? Yeah, so for many years, actually, I understand what people go through when they are making decisions. Especially for me, let me give you an example. Okay? How I started online, I started with strangers. Okay? And for strangers to trust me, I had to build the trust. I had to earn their trust. You understand? To the point of I had to go through a lot of name calling, everything until people got used to me. And in the end, even if you see our online presence, it comes down to the word of mouth. Trust me, it still comes down to the word of mouth. And let me give you another example. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I was telling people you need a card to pay for international payments, some people find it so hard, but some of them went through obstacles just to reach me. But do you know that card in the end is what they are going to use to apply the green card? That card is what they have used to apply to places like Amazon. That card is what they've used for other international payments somewhere else. So those challenges that you go through, trust me, you never know why God is preparing that moment for you. I just came off from a client call, actually. She's like, Janet, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, because that's how I talk, you know? And she told me, Janet, when I was trying to come and consult with you, there are people who telling me, you don't know that woman, you know, these people probably they are just scamming you, you know? And you know what I told that girl? I say, congratulations. Congratulations, but what those people are telling you is not a lie. Number one, they've been through a lot. They've been through a lot. They've been lied to, okay? Number two, they don't have the trust. They don't know me. Or maybe they've met me for the first time and they've never tested me. You understand? And I told her, that girl, you've done the right thing. You know what? Because you know the kind of service that you got from me. And guess what? Your word of mouth is what will count. And I gave her this story. When I was back home, okay, I wanted to come to America. And I didn't have any relatives. I didn't have any friends. I didn't know anyone, but I had some education. You understand? And so we came across this agent who was in Nairobi. And the agent said, okay, it will cost you $200 US. And that time when I calculated, it was roughly 20,000 Kenya shillings. I did not have that money. I was jobless. I lived in the city. I had graduated. My parents had finished paying for me fees, so they are no longer responsible. I'm just roaming around with people, roaming as I tarmac, looking for jobs. And so we were many. But guess what? When we were talking, do you know what people said? Janet, there are many agents who are bringing things for free. Me, I don't trust these people. Me, I don't trust these people. They could just be losing money. They have a point because you don't know these people. But one thing, I listened to that lecture that man was giving us. In my heart, I trusted it. Number one, which I was not maybe supposed to trust, and my friends were being real. But something in me said, Janet, what if this person is real? Number two, what is $200? If it's gonna give me this, guys, those days the roads were not very good in that country. They had potholes everywhere. I went to the main stage. Just to go up country, I have to go to the public stage. I raised money to go back up country to visit my mom. You understand? I had a headache. The travel is like 8 to 10 hours before I reach home. And when I reached home late in the evening, I remember it's raining. I reached the house, and then the next morning I told my mom, the reason I'm here is because I found this person here who is promising to help me to go to the United States. But the problem is I need $200. And my mom didn't even have that money. But I'm telling you, in 2 days, my mom had produced that money. You understand? Why? Because she's my mother. The daughter is here. And she told me, you know what? We don't care. Even if we lose it, at least you tried. I took the bus again. I went to Nairobi. And when I reached Nairobi, I slept. And the first thing the next day was to go back to that office and pay the $200. I am telling you. And I know how painful that money was to produce. I know it. I know. I've been in those shoes. I know. And I paid that money. And I moved on. Fast forward. When I came to America, maybe this is not the right forum for me to tell you the story, but I was ready to do a state exam, a national exam in the United States called NCLEX. And I just realized that money I had sent, they had actually paid in the state of Nevada to evaluate my documents. They had paid CGFNS to evaluate my documents without me doing anything. Guys, guess what? By the time I arrived in America, I was living in a motel, and there were people from India, there were people from the Philippines, there were also nurses. And my situation could not allow me, okay, to stay there without doing the exam. And I told my person, I said, you know what, can you register me the exam? He said, your papers are ready, Janet. We can register the exam very well. You paid when you are still in Kenya. The State Board of Nevada approved you to do the licensing exam. CGFNS evaluated your papers and everything looks good. Your visa screen is through. Guys, I sat down and read like a crazy person for 1 month. In 1 month, those Filipinos, those people from India, they saw a girl from Africa who had passed the NCLEX. And in fact, the person was telling me, Janet, we need you to practice the exam. You need at least 6 months. We have people from the Philippines. We have people from India, and they are failing this exam and they're having to repeat. I don't advise you to do it in 1 month. Me, I trusted myself. And I remember this lady running in the cafeteria. Her face has turned pink. Janet, you passed. While everyone else was reading, I started enjoying life as I wait for my social security, and they drove me to New Jersey. I was in Vermont that time. The state of Nevada gave me a nursing license. They used that, endorsed it in New Jersey, got me a social security number. In 3 months, I was working as a registered nurse in the United States. Guess those people who told me Janet is a scammer? I don't think they even own a home up to today. So you always have to ask yourself, and I told my client today, I say, you know what? It doesn't matter what people say online. Even in my comments, people will say, don't trust people, don't trust people. But in the end, it's the person who has tasted the service that will say something to the friend, to the countrymates, to everything. It comes down to customer service and my work and the trust I've put out. You think like a comment on the video will change what people have experienced in Janet's life? No, I've built the trust. I've built myself to a point that even social media, what people say doesn't matter. It is the client that I meet privately. What I'm telling you in these videos, when you see an opportunity, weigh the pros and cons. And I know these things you've been conned and everything, okay? But look at yourself. Don't look at the masses, because you never know. And that experience alone has taught me lessons the rest of my life. And I'm here today, a UCLA graduate, because I trusted in the process. And I wish you well. If you need change of status, Janet Rangi 67@gmail.com. Do not overstay your visa, okay? Thank you. See you in the next video.